Welcome back, traders. We are going to be going over ticker symbol AMC with a micro and macro update on the stock, along with some indicators that we've been going over in past videos that really tie together the story that AMC is painting here, because it is a beautiful story. Shorts have not covered, and this could be a fantastic low risk, high reward play if you play it right with your stop losses. And that's why the channel's name Trap Trades, because trades like this are high risk. You can get trapped if you do not hold stop losses. It's very, very important to the play if you are looking to make it out alive. However, micro update on the 4 hour. Let's start on the 4 hour. You are still making higher lows and higher highs. So that is a good sign for AMC here. You are still off of a 4 hour golden cross, which looks really, really good. So what you're looking for now, you broke down from this bull flag that we talked about last video, and you crossed down on the 4 hour MACD. Last time that happened, you did retrace to this trend line. So what I am anticipating now is you see a continuation of retracement down to this, either retesting the golden cross, which you did back here, insanely bullish thing to do, or you come down and you tap this trend line. If you do tap this trend line and you see this begin to curl up, maybe you trade sideways into it. There's a high likelihood on AMC that you're going to make another newer high, which could potentially take you to the brink of a breakout. Because if we go to the daily here, you can see actually that we closed below this trend line, this resistance, downsloping resistance, and then we closed below, or we opened below it here, and we are trading below it now with a rejection. So this is the AMC trend line that you are fighting to break right now, that you saw back here in September of 2023, post-ape reverse split there. So you are trading below it there. You bonked it, you bonked it, you bonked it, you bonked it. So now we are waiting to see what AMC does. Looks like it's rejecting down to this trend line. Worst case scenario, if you do break this and you come back down to the bottom of this trend, down at like 280 for a triple bottom, a fantastic buy in my opinion. Not financial advice, but I would be so bullish down at those levels. You take a second to think about the risk to reward that you're playing at those levels, at a triple bottom on AMC in a bull market, short percent at 18%. At those levels, let's say you set your stop loss below the previous low at $2.80. I get it at 286. You're risking 6 cents of exposure, so like 5% of exposure for a trade that once it breaks out of this triangle formation has a potential upside gap fill at 400%, 600%, and 1,000% up at $42. You're telling me that you wouldn't take that trade? Because I would load the freaking boat. I think that looks fan-freaking-tastic. Fan-freaking-tastic. I would be in 100%. But in my opinion, I think you might see a little bit more chop while a lot of these indicators catch up. So for me, I want to see us hold this 50-day EMA, because us above this and this down sloping would allow for a daily golden cross, which you haven't had since the 2020 to 2021 squeeze. For me, that would indicate a bottom. For me, that would indicate some kind of bullish continuation out of this wedge, and then a squeeze of the monthly Bollinger Bands and a mount of the $4 price target. If you've been following along, we've been talking about heavily on the monthly time frame how you're in this double bottom formation, similar to back here, before you squeezed out of it above the previous price range. So you could see something like crazy here into the gap fills above the previous price range. That would be the best case scenario for AMC. And what I'm looking at as a potential squeeze indicator here are the squeeze bands, which are phrased the Bollinger Bands, right? You are tighter on the monthly Bollinger Bands, which is an extreme time frame. tighter on the monthly Bollinger Bands than you have ever been since 2019 before you got this big move down. And so the beauty of the Bollinger Bands are they don't imply upwards price action. They don't imply downwards price action. They just imply volatility. So AMC trading sideways since 2023 is like a coil. It's like a rubber band. You are pressing the rubber band further and further and further out until eventually it will snap. And this thing is going to make a move. And based off of the indicators, based off the hidden bullish divergence on the monthly, based on the wedge formation you're in here, and then also based off of the golden cross on the micro 4-hour chart, I think that AMC has the right things going with it in a bull market to defy logic, to defy short sellers, and to defy current retail sentiment. Because everyone is down on AMC. Everyone thinks that this thing is an absolute zombie stock. They think it's dead. And I think it might do something absolutely stupid. Like crazy, crazy, crazy stupid. I don't know what the news is yet because oftentimes the news follows the chart, not the other way around. Because when you have a double bottom formation like this, you're probably going to need some strong volume and some strong news to break up to this trend line and then to this gap fill, this gap fill, this gap fill, right? But that's what we're looking for. We're looking for a mounting of this mid line on the Bollinger Bands at approximately 425. And you're not far away from that. You're not far away from that at all. You are at 340 today. So less than $1, and you are talking squeeze targets. You're above the trend line at less than $1. You're above the 425 at less than $1. So a lot to love on the micro of AMC. And what I would anticipate is as you get above this midline of the Bollinger Bands, that you would expect to see this begin to curl up and to squeeze the Bollinger Bands outwards. So I'll give you an example of what that's currently happening on. And bear with me here because this is a beautiful run that Doge is on, but you can see Dogecoin's price suppressed, coiled. Look how tight those Bollinger Bands are. They're like maximum stretch of the rubber band, and then the price begins to explode and out, and the Bollinger Bands begin to curl outwards, allowing for more volatility. I would love, even on the weekly chart, you're seeing that got tight, and then you're beginning to squeeze. And for Doge, I anticipate it to go all the way up to the top here at 48. But AMC, you're actually beginning to see it on the weekly, which is bullish. You're beginning to see an expansion of the weekly Bollinger Bands with an increase in bullish volume, which looks really, really good, guys. I can't understate how good that looks on the weekly time frame. So even if you do reject here, down to this $3 zone for the gap fill, keep in mind, we'd like to see that on lower volume. And for me, that would confirm my own bias that bulls are in control on this chart. And if that does happen, you will see people step into AMC like they have not in a very, very long time because this looks really nice. And for me, I just want to get the awareness out that this chart is not dead, this play is not dead, and that it looks really good right now. So if you guys could share this on Twitter. I had a post on Twitter that got above 5,000 views, multiple reposts. We have to keep the word out that this looks really, really good. So on the quarterly, the last part of the macro update is you are continuing to curl up on the quarterly MACD for the first time since 2020 and 2021. For me, that signifies a bottom in downwards price movement because here it did, right? Here you got that double bottom formation. You curled up on the MACD, and then you went. You absolutely squeezed from the bottom to the top of the Bollinger Bands here. So, what am I saying? I'm saying that I think AMC is going to squeeze here shortly. I think it is only a matter of weeks and months before this thing begins to absolutely pop off. And a lot of people are going to be broadsided by it. They're not going to see it coming. And that is okay because we talked about it. We positioned before anyone else, and we will profit from this. Just be safe, be smart, and set a stop loss because it could go either way. You never know. Something with the word that sounds like sheriff comes out and the market could tank similarly to April. So protect yourself, hedge, do whatever you have to do. I personally will never hedge against AMC, but do what you have to do, right? Reflecting on GameStop and how that could bring AMC up with it. GameStop is nearing an end to this bull pennant, and you have until August, late August, early September to see how this concludes. But a very similar situation to AMC where you have this macro uptrend. You have this macro uptrend on GameStop that has happened since the January squeeze of 2021. Let's go to the weekly. The daily does not do this at all justice. But on the weekly, you have this macro uptrend on GME that you tapped, you went, you tapped, and then hopefully you go, right? I would like to see this hold if the GameStop and AMC thesis is to also hold. Now, you could dip below it into the pennant and trade sideways until August. Totally possible. You dipped below it here and then you came back up. But if this is gonna go, it's gonna go before August because the price targets you'd be talking if you dropped this would be in the teens, and we don't want to see that if we're bullish on AMC or GameStop, right? We'd like to see this begin to curl up on the weekly MACD, and then as soon as you are ready to flip green, for me, that's when I would position into a long position. But besides for that on AMC, I know previously we talked about the hidden bullish divergence. And this is something that I have been watching. Let's pull up TradingView. This is something that I've been watching on TradingView because they give a better chart perspective because you can overlay the RSI. So I'm on the 1 minute here. Don't mind that. Let's go to the, what was it, monthly? Dang. Then let's expand this RSI. Get rid of that. Okay. So you are printing monthly AMC bullish hidden divergence. And let me tell you why. You are making a lower low on the price, right? Terrible. No one loves it. I actually hate to see it. Lower low on AMC's price. Oh no, cry me a river. However, the RSI is making a higher low on the AMC price, and you are making a bottoming double bottom formation with a lot of technical indicators pointing to the upside. While you are making a higher low on the monthly RSI, and guys, probably the most bullish part about all of this, come on, give it to me. Probably the most bullish part about all of this, do it. Oh geez. Lost in the sauce here. Probably the most bullish part about all of this. If I could get it. Holy Toledo. I'm going to scream. I can't get it. I can't get it. TradingView, do it. Do the thing. I'm showing my boomer. Probably the biggest thing about all of this is you are above the monthly mid band on the RSI, which is crazy. Crazy bullish. Oh, I did it. I had to pull the freaking thing up. Oh my goodness, I finally did it. That took way too long. So probably the most bullish part about this is you're making hidden bullish divergence on the monthly. So AMC price making a lower low while the RSI is making a higher low, while you, for the first time, break above this midline, test it, and bounce off. So you can see previously back here in 2024, you broke above it while trading down, so it's less bullish, broke above it while trading down, and then failed to retest. This has been your first successful retest of the RSI midband. You didn't do it at all during this trading range during 2022. You did it back here before the squeeze in 2020. Now this looks really, really good for a bottom, almost an inverse head and shoulders formation, signifying it's going to break this critical point in the RSI. You are just now peaking above on the monthly. You rejected, you rejected, you rejected, you rejected, reject, reject, bounce, bounce, reject, bounce, and then reject. This is a critical moment in the history of AMC stock. Times like this do not come around all the time. This is a huge flashing alarm sign for any institution, any trader who's paying attention, and nobody is, except for us. So if AMC does come down with that $3 gap fill, I am looking to absolutely load the boat. Not financial advice, with a tight stop loss. Not financial advice. That's all I got for today's AMC video, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing around my birthday. My birthday has officially happened. Turned 24, baby. Oh my goodness. Turned 24. Yesterday, we just made it to 32 subscribers. So thank you guys so much for your support and your feedback recently. Been getting tons of comments, tons of feedback below. So please continue to drop kick the like button, drop kick the follow button. I want to continue to build this momentum and this channel on AMC and GME and crypto. There's a lot to love, and I will continue to cover it. But that's all I have, guys, for today. God bless. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and peace.